Shalom, Pastor Har, coming back at you with this truth, giving all honor and praise to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. This is a video that was put up by Hasten is Coming, entitled, it was put up today, entitled Former IUIC Member Tells of IUIC Similar to Jamestown and Camp Davidians. And I'm listening to this. I'm like 11 minutes in. And basically, this woman that's speaking, now she doesn't sound like she's lying about anything. Her voice, it sounds like she's being sincere. I mean, however, you know about how we, the scriptures speak about women, but only time will tell if this woman is telling the truth, and she seems like she's telling the truth. And I mean, if this is true about what she's saying about the IUIC, the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, is going to destroy them. And I've been saying this, for the record, I've been saying this for years, that the Most High is going to destroy the IUIC, not just them, but other camps, all right? And we have maintained that we believe that we're the true men of the Most High. And we're teaching the scriptures. We're out there on the highways and the byways in the summertime, in the wintertime, in the fall, and the spring. All right, we're into the scriptures. Everything that we say, we go into the scriptures. I mean, when you think about this and you watch this video here, and a whole lot of brothers have put this video up, so it's like out there. But watch this video, and like I said, it goes deeper than.
I mean, it was hard. Even after I left, I still was calling him elder. I still had like this.
Yeah, based upon what this sister says, this Israelite woman says, it sounds like another Jamestown a branch of Davidians.
I thought and ASAP were the ones that said they were basically.
I'm going to close with one scripture.
Because I started to watch. I started to watch just videos.
Let me just stop this. I'm going to go to, and this is dealing with the word Revelation. Revelation 22, 18 and 19. And we all know this scripture by heart. It says, for I testify unto every man that heareth the words of the prophecy of this book, which represents wholly the whole book. If any man shall add unto these things, the Most High shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book. 19. And if any man shall take away from the words of the book of this prophecy, the Most High shall take away his part out of the book of life, and because the only ones that's going to be in the book of life are the elect, and out of the holy city, and from the things which are written in this book. This book talking about Revelation, the book of Revelation is part of the entire book, so it's talking about any part of the book. All right? There was another scripture that came to mind. Bear with me for a minute. I'm trying to get it back in my head. Oh, just came back. All right, she had said that she was raised up in the, I'm thinking she's one of the so-called Latin tribes. And she was raised up as a devout Roman Catholic. I mean, she knew those prayers in Latin and so forth. And then she got down with the IUIC. And her husband, she says her husband was a devout Catholic as well. And she was basically trying to get him to join the IUIC with her, and he wasn't having it. And basically, they had a counsel with her saying that if your husband is not, spoke about being equally yoked or unequally yoked, that's also in 2 Corinthians. be unequally yoked together with an unbeliever. Anyway, the scriptures say in 1 Corinthians 7, because there's a lot of Israelites out there who have unbelieving wives. My woman is an unbelieving. She knows she's an Israelite. She'll tell you she's an Israelite, but she's not deep into it where she knows how to break down scriptures and so forth. Anyway, bear with me for a minute. Okay, the key point is in the 12th verse. I may want to jump up to the a couple verses above that. I'll start from 10. Okay, 1 Corinthians 7 verse 10. It says, "And unto the married I command, yet not I, but the Lord, let not thy wife depart from her husband, and if she depart, let her remain unmarried, or be reconciled to her husband. And let not the husband put away his wife." And that's talking about two that are in the faith. But to the rest speak I, not the Lord. If any brother hath a wife that believeth not, and she be pleased to dwell with him, let him not put her away. So, you know, if a woman comes into the fact that she's an Israelite and her husband doesn't want to accept that he's an Israelite, they're to stay together. All right? 13th verse. "And the woman which hath an husband that believeth not, and if he be pleased to dwell with her, let her not leave him." This is what the scriptures are saying. 14th verse. "For the unbelieving husband is sanctified by the wife, and the unbelieving wife is sanctified by the husband. Else were your children unclean, but now are they holy." I'm just going by what the scriptures say. Okay, this is 1 Peter 3 verse 1. It says, "Likewise, ye wives, being subject to your own husbands, that if any obey not the word, they also may without the word," which is the scriptures, "be won by the conversation of the wives." So you're going to have women that's going to come into this truth who have unbelieving husbands. Now we just read 1 Corinthians 7 chapter. Or the second verse. "While they behold your chaste conversation occupied with fear." So if you come in with a husband that's an unbeliever, he may become a believer. So you're not supposed to discourage union between a man and a man and his woman, or vice versa. Now it goes on to say in the third verse, "Whoso," talking about the woman, "whoso adorning, let it not be with outward adorning of plaiting the hair. And you have that among these congregations. You have these women wearing jewelry and their hair is plaited, you know, and of wearing of gold, or of putting on of apparel, meaning putting on this expensive apparel. All right. It says, so this proves that the IUIC is not in the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Well, they don't even call on their name. They refuse to call on their name. And another thing, they told this woman that she had to get a Hebrew name. Now, if that's the case, could you please explain Romans the 16th chapter to me? Because those names are, for the most part, Greek names. And the Apostle Paul never said, look, y'all got to change your names. Now, us here, if a brother is learning this, we expect him to get a Hebrew name. But if you got a guy that's listening and his name is Joe, he can be Joe until the kingdom comes. We don't force nobody to look, change your name. But if you come into this camp, that means you have to grow a beard, you have to wear the garment, you have to come out to the camp at a certain time. There's a certain order. You have to get circumcised, all right? Which during the time of the apostles, they didn't put a burden on those people to get circumcised. Like I said, if you come into a camp, that means you're fully coming into the faith. So it's expected of you to, get circumcised, grow a beard, eat the right foods, keep the high holy days, and so forth. Like I said, I'm going to say it again. If you're a man out there in the audience or a woman out there in the audience, and you might be out there for a number of years, we're not going to say, look, you got to keep the Passover, because you're coming into this thing, all right? That's the 4th verse. But let it be the inward man of the heart, and that which is not corruptible, even the ornament of a meek and quiet spirit, which is, and that cuts these women pastors, which is in the sight of the Most High of great price. It says, for after this manner in the old time, the holy woman also who trusted in the Most High adorned themselves, being in subjection unto their own husband. 6th verse, even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord, whose daughters ye are, as long as ye do well and are not afraid with any amazement. And then as you read down, 7th verse, it says, likewise ye husbands dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel, and as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered. So now it mentioned the daughters of Sarah, right? It says, when you read a couple of verses above that, it speaks about adorning yourself. Let me read that again. 3rd verse, 1 Peter 3, verse 3. Whose adorning let it not be that outward adorning of plaiting the hair and of wearing of gold, or of putting on of apparel. And now that's in the scripture. So are you following all the scriptures or not? Because you have women that wear this gold and wear this jewelry and plait their hair. And so to them, it's all about the outward appearance. 4th verse again, but let it be the hidden man of the heart. It's talking about the woman, in that which is not corruptible, even the ornament of a meek and quiet spirit, which is in the sight of the Most High of great price. So anyway, I'm going to close. But I mean, if this is true, man, then the most Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is about ready to judge the IUIC and all these other fake groups. We're coming to the end of this thing, man. And the Most High is definitely going to let the world know who the true men of the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, are. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say Shalom and watch this video. Shalom.
Told us, quote, stay off of YouTube. You are not to be on YouTube. You are forbidden to be on YouTube. And we know which one of you are on YouTube. We know what you're doing. We know when you're on there. We know how long you're on there. We know exactly what you're watching. We can see. That is what they told us. And you all know that we're listening